something is terribly wrong. You know, I just felt really, really awful. And I realized, like, yeah, I'm depressed. Like, I'm experiencing depression. And the next few months just got worse and worse. My relationship of 3 years ended.
I'm sorry.
You know, I became suicidal. I started picking up addictions because I just couldn't stand feeling this way. Self at home.
And I want to ask about this. How did you discover breathing? Well, we're breathing naturally, but like
Yeah.
specialized breathing or intentional breathing. That's how. How did you discover it, and then how did you say, "Oh, I would like to explore more and see where we'll go"?
Yeah. So when I left the U.S. And moved to Mexico, it was really day 2, sitting on the beach in Sayulita, looking out at the waves. It was a beautiful day, and I was just like, something is terribly wrong. You know, I just felt really, really awful. And I realized, like, yeah, I'm depressed. Like, I'm experiencing depression, and the next few months just got worse and worse. My relationship of 3 years ended.
I'm sorry.
You know, I became suicidal. I started picking up addictions because I just couldn't stand feeling this way. And so when I landed in Playa, it was like I was just at the bottom. So I was depressed, but I was just also so energetically depressed. I couldn't get off my couch. I was in this beautiful place. I wanted to go out and meet people. I wanted to do yoga. Like, I wanted to go exercise, but I was just glued to my couch. And I had a lot of people in my life who had experienced depression, who either never made it out or have been on antidepressants for years and are still depressed. So I knew I didn't want to go that route. So I started kind of looking online for holistic approaches and practices. And I found breathwork, and I was sort of like, oh, I can do that on my couch. Like, I don't have to move. I can do that right here. So I just like dove in. I signed up for a teacher training.
Here in Playa?
Yeah, it was an online teacher training. And after about a week of breath work, my depression was gone.
What?
And not only was my depression gone, like, I was feeling better than I ever had before in my life, because I realized that it's not just depression, it's emotions, right? It's anxiety, it's stress. When you understand how to control your breathing, you put yourself in a place where suddenly you don't let anxiety control your life. You don't let stress control your life. And so suddenly, like, not only was the depression gone, but all the other shit was gone. So I quit smoking cigarettes. So I basically stopped drinking. I slowed my drinking down. I still drink. My insomnia was gone. Like, all of these things just disappeared as soon as I got my breathing under control.
Thank you for sharing all that. One, thank you for being able to share, you know, the vulnerability and then the sadness with your experience, which, again, like you said, something beautiful. It is a human experience. And many, again, living in the US, it's here's a pill, here's a pill, here's a pill.
Yeah.
However, sometimes we do have to be human to go through it, like you just said, so that we know we don't want that,
right,
and force ourselves to work. So thank you for sharing that. And second, it is amazing that we do not know this. This is not taught to us in our regular day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
Because it could avoid, like, if you imagine all those kids that are born and, like, some kids have mental problems or mental health problems or just like regular emotional problems because they were born poor, without the right parents, or in just a horrible environment with people just like them that are like all experiencing hell on earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine if they knew, oh, let's try this breath work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could save so many like minds, and like people won't give up by the time they're 10 years old.
Exactly.
Right? If they knew, and this is free, like you said. So imagine like in kindergarten, pre-K, they taught us this.
100%. And it's, you know, nowadays a lot of people associate anxiety and stress with their personality. So they'll say, like, I'm just an anxious person. Like, I'm a stressed person. It's like, no, you're just experiencing anxiety.
Exactly.
You're experiencing stress.
Exactly.
And you're just letting that just circulate in your mind.
And be a justification not to work on it too.
Exactly. Yeah. So, for me, it just totally changed things. After that, I started free diving. I started getting really interested in tantra, like all these things that the breath was connected to. I started trying them because I was just like, wow, like if I can do all this with breathing, like what else can I do with breathing? Like what else can I do with my body that can take me out of these states and put me into really positive ones? And since then, I've realized a lot.
This is beautiful.
A lot of states. Like you can do so